Hello from the Bureau with an update on the damaging winds, the major flooding and the coastal hazards that are affecting southeastern parts of the country. Now, overnight last night we had a very strong cold front that moved across the region, and there were widespread wind gusts observed in excess of 90 kilometres per hour, which is shown here by these red dots, with some isolated wind gusts in excess of 125 kilometres per hour through central parts of Victoria and eastern parts with these pink dots. Now, the front moved through the Melbourne area around 2 a.m. this morning and brought some really gusty showers and some locally destructive winds, including a 141 kilometre per hour gust over Port Phillip Bay, and St Kilda saw a gust of 112 kilometres per hour. Now, although the locally destructive wind gusts have now eased, we're still observing wind gusts in excess of 90 kilometres per hour. And for that reason, there is a severe weather warning for these damaging winds in place that extends from the far southeastern parts of South Australia through Victoria up into the eastern parts of New South Wales as far north as the Hunter. Now, we're expecting the winds to gradually ease from the west and to be cancelled throughout South Australia later this afternoon, and gradually easing for all of the wind warnings to be cancelled by late tonight. Now, winds of this strength, however, do have the potential to bring down trees, branches that may cause property damage, and also causing power outages and hazardous driving conditions as well. So if you do need to be on the roads, please take care. Now, we also have the coastal hazard warning for damaging surf for western and central parts of Victoria that may lead to coastal erosion, and abnormally high tides are expected through Port Phillip Bay and Western Port during 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. that may lead to inundation of low-lying areas. And for lakes entrance, their high tide may lead to inundation of low-lying areas between 6 and 9 p.m. this evening. But we are expecting these coastal hazards to ease overnight into tomorrow morning. So let's see these strong winds that are pushing across southeastern parts and easing, but in particular the showers across Tasmania are starting to become more isolated as we move into tonight and into tomorrow. Now, this is significant because we do have minor to major flooding throughout large parts of Tasmania, including the major flooding in the Upper Derwent. Now, it is expected to peak this afternoon at 8.2 metres, and that's record-breaking flood. So it's higher than the floods that they experienced back in 2016 and even 1980. So the fact that we're seeing the showers starting to ease is great news as the water starts to make its way downstream. So if you or anyone you know lives within these areas of southeastern parts of the country, it's really important to stay up to date with the latest warnings via the Bureau's website, the app or social media. And as always, listen to the advice from your local emergency services. Bye for now.